right, welcome back to Spitball and Sports. Scott, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm all right. Robin's here. We'll be talking to her in a little while when we get to our picks and maybe in our Power Five. But let's talk, Scott, first about things that went on around the league. The first thing, Bills fan, you can see it on there on your on you, and everyone knows that watches this. The Chiefs game was an epic game as usual. I mean, same thing. Always goes down to the wire. Always good. We know that what's his name is a bonehead, Kadarius Toney. He's been his whole time, even with the Giants. The guy's I don't know how. That just shows you how starved the Chiefs are for for wide receivers or some kind of help. And they're going to miss Isaiah Pacheco, who had shoulder surgery today. So they're going to miss him.
I think just 1 week. They said they went in and just cleaned it up.
Yeah. They're going to miss him. They miss him because they don't have playmakers.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Against Patriots defense, for sure.
Yeah. They have no playmakers on that team. They just don't. There's nothing but Kelsey. I mean, I like Allaire, but he's the running back. He might as well be Devin Singletary. What's the difference between the two?
True. Devin Singletary's not playing too bad in Houston this year.
But I mean, so it was an incredible ending, of course. I mean, could you imagine? Let me play it like this. Could you imagine if he didn't line up off sides and they'd have lost the game in that fashion?
People would have saw it. So would have saw it.
No, what if he would have? What I'm saying is, what if he would have done? He'd have moved back 6 inches. He'd have never. You know what I'm saying? There's never, and that game would have ended that way. How the feeling would be around
back 6 inches, would he have ended up in the same spot? I mean, who knows what could? I mean, you could play a game of that, but it was a fantastic play, honest to God. And I'm like, when I watch it, I'm like, McDermott's career is over. And then
that's what I thought. Yeah,
be on the Bills. It's going to be on the Bills. I'm assuming it was on the Bills. I didn't expect it to be on Kansas City.
Me too.
I'm glad it was on Kansas City.
Sure.
Because let me say I want to say this. Overwhelmingly, from what I've saw, everyone has said he should have got. It's a penalty. Mm-hmm. Sorry, he was offsides. And I know Patrick Mahomes came out and apologized, but prior to that, for him to do all that stuff that he did a lot. He was on the field going nuts forever.
Yeah.
He said something onto the camera. He knew the cameras weren't going to catch it, him talking to Josh Allen. Then he got to the podium and he did it again. So he's doing it forever. Then you got, I couldn't believe Andy Reid said anything. I was pretty shocked about that, especially because they were wrong. So in other words, they're like, there's no way to justify it, dude. If it's a penalty, you can't justify it. You're just going to say, oh, so he never looked to the ref. So it's on him. The coach came out and said it.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
That's what Andy Reid said, yeah.
Them to make up, and then to hear the shit that was coming out of Mahomes' mouth, I'm sorry, dude. That's a legendary play from a legendary guy that now we're never going to see because also we're supposed to give it to him because it was Travis Kelce then, right? We're just supposed to ignore things and
you know what, Scott?
That's the shit that bothers me because the refs normally do.
This is why I always said this, and people called him a bitch, and they called him names, and what he did to Fitzpatrick and all this. You're better off running off the field like Tom Brady did. If you can't control yourself, get the fuck off the field. You know what I mean? Just get out.
Absolutely, dude.
Go to the locker room.
Fucking helmet, slamming his helmet on the sideline, making a spectacle.
I give Brady that, okay? And I used to think of it too. He's a baby. Look at him. But you know what? Probably better.
Did you see them holding him back?
Yeah.
Like, what's he going to do? Go beat up the ref? Like, where are they holding him back from? Who's he going to fight?
You know what? I think we got more than he makes comments. There's something going on with that team. They're not going anywhere this year.
Frustration, man. It's frustration.
Let's think about it. And we can think. We just talked about it. He has nobody. He has no playmakers whatsoever. They've given him no one. He's got.
I'm here, Kelsey. Dude. I got to switch the camera back. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. He's got Kelsey, and that's it. The rest of that is they're number 3 guys. They're not even number 2s. As far as wide receivers, and that's on them. I don't really care.
Oh, 100%.
I don't feel sorry for them.
That's their fault. They haven't drafted well.
Right.
Sky Moore didn't pan out for them, and then it's like they gave up.
Yeah.
And any free agents they've ever brought in have been low tier because they can't afford to bring anybody in because Mahomes and Kelsey's contracts are so huge. And now they got Jones. What are they going to do?
Right. No, so you know what?
What are you supposed to do? I mean, Mahomes' contract, I don't know if is it not workable, obviously.
Right.
With the cap.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Right. Yeah, it's a good question because they got to do something. They're not going anywhere this year. I don't see it.
I'm kind of surprised they haven't converted it, some of it over into some kind of a signing bonus or restructure some just so they can get relief each year on their cap. I'm quite sure they do, but I don't know what his hit was this year and what it has been the past couple. I don't really look at his. So
Yeah, I don't know what happened if he gave, if he restructures or all that stuff because
we'd hear about it if he did because they'd make him sound like the king of Kansas City. You know what I mean?
If obviously Hill is incredible, Tariq Hill, but they did nothing to ever even closely replace it, right?
Nope.
I mean, I like Pacheco, and he's probably their second best playmaker. Next to
I know because I love how he runs.
But
he runs like his feet are knives and he's stabbing the ground, man. He's a lunatic.
I don't know. Maybe that'll work out. Maybe they will do good in the playoffs. As of right now, and they still, don't get me wrong, they still could have won the ball. If that idiot, they probably are like this way. If Kelsey doesn't do that, they still tie the game with a field goal probably. Yeah. Is that what they'd have went to overtime with it, and we just saw what happened there.
Yeah, most likely.
So now here we go with Kansas City, right? I guess maybe I'm going to now take back what I just said in a way. Listen, tell me what you think. They could have probably at least tied that game with if Kadarius Toney knows what to do instead of acting like he's in high, and with in little league football.
Sure. Then, at minimum, they probably would have scored because they were right. They would have been right down there.
The game against Philadelphia was a drop pass, which would have been it was right. He could have scored a touchdown. So maybe I'm wrong. I guess what ends up happening is Andy Reid's probably the best coach in the league. Is my guess, right? Because
I'm going to say yeah.
Because to me, they have less talent offensively than Buffalo. And I had always thought Buffalo didn't give Allen enough. Whereas I don't think they got nothing. They have Kelsey. And that
but having Kelsey is a big deal because he's different. It's like having Gronkowski. He's just different.
Yeah.
Like the connection that those guys have, like Allen doesn't have that with any of his guys that I can tell. Just because they don't play like, they don't play like that. And they gave him the first couple of years. Allen didn't have much, but then when they got Diggs for sure. But Gabe Davis, that guy's drop machine.
Yeah,
I think all the fucking drop passes that they've had.
Oh, yeah.
I know Gabe Davis didn't even. I know that they didn't even look. He didn't even look at Gabe Davis last week, but
it's a hell of a game, though.
I'll be there this Sunday.
That's going to be a great one.
I knew it was going to be. That's why when this buddy of mine said to me, he said, "Look, man, I always sell like a couple games of like him and another guy own these seats, and they sell them to give." So he said, "I'm going to give you the first pick of the lot of games. You can pick one game you can go to." And I'm like, you know what? I don't think Dallas ever really comes here.
No,
I've never seen Dallas play here. All other teams I had seen before. I've never seen Buffalo play Dallas. So I'm like, we're going to the Dallas game because I've never seen them play Dallas before. So that should be good.
It's going to be real good.
I can't wait, dude. I really can't wait. There's a few people picking Buffalo, man. I like that.
Oh, sure. It's going to be good. And we might have a little wind, a little rain. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. On to another thing. Last night, and I didn't put it out, but I don't know how you did it, but I liked the Raiders in the over last night. That was what I gotta get.
The prop bets are killing me, dude. I'm losing by 0.5 and shit.
Oh, man.
And it's getting me very mad.
I don't blame you.
I'm about done with that shit.
Right.
I pick a guy to get yardage, and he'll have like 53 yards in the first half, and in the second half, he'll have 2. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, I'm done. I can't do this shit no more. I've taken a break. I did my last bet last night. I'll tell you exactly what it was. You ready?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what my horrible bet of the evening was. And I said, you know what? After this, I got to take a break. I'm not like I'm betting a lot of money. I'm just not winning. So I said, fuck it. I'm just going to. My game was, or my bet was, sorry, I have to log into it.
That's all right. Well, last night, luckily for me, because I don't have anything in the account much, Bet Rivers gave us a free bet, a $3 bet, and I went Raiders in the over. So that at least gets me to another whatever the fuck I'm going to another week. See
Dude,
if I can.
Guess what? I didn't get it in. My bet didn't go through, so I
Oh,
got the
good.
money still on my account. What a bonus that is. I had bet Austin Eckler to have a touchdown.
Hmm.
I had Quentin Johnson to have over 3 catches. He had 2 catches. And I had Jacoby Myers to have over 3 catches, and he only had like 2 catches. When I saw those points, I'm like, Jacoby Myers probably got like 8 touchdowns, man. You know?
Right.
But I'm like, he had 1?
One.
Like, I was pretty shocked, you know? He usually catches more balls than that. But
I want to say something real quick from the message board. And I feel John Fidel is a friend of ours, and he's been going to Bills games for like 40 years. And he's not feeling good. And I ain't going to get into it much, obviously, because it's personal. But he can't go to Bills games the rest of the year. So I kind of feel it's unfortunate. So, John, we'll be talking to you. Get well soon, man. Because it will.
You'll have a better view at home, John.
Right. It's going to be a hell of a game. It's going to be fun. Dallas is always fun, right? You get to, there's going to be Dallas fans there.
It'll probably be quite a few, I would think.
Yeah, maybe they'll fight. It's always fun to watch Dallas fans fight. I watch them on TV. I watch them on Facebook fight all the time. They love it.
I hope we whip their ass, man. That would be
I know
awesome.
you hate Dallas.
If Dak has like the worst game he's had all year, throws like 3 or 4 picks, that would be awesome. So not being there is going to hurt us, man. He's going on IR. He must have really fucking broke his ribs or something. He always knocks Groot. He looks like Groot himself. He knocks passes down constantly. Yeah. He's good at that shit. He intercepted it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, he's good. He is good. Let's talk about this. We were talking about it off air. So last week, Brandon Staley, you said, what did he say last week in his press conference?
Last week, a reporter was questioning him, and he said, well, Brandon, at this point, do you think you've lost the locker room? And he said, no, we haven't been blown out. We haven't been blown out yet. That's when you lose a locker room. You get blown out, you'll lose a locker room.
It was 42-0 at halftime. I think you froze, Scott. Good old Scott froze up on us here. That's all right. Come on in. Come in and out. Yeah, Scott froze. It was 42-0 at half.
Yeah.
It was there we are. Hey, Scott.
Yo, was that mine?
Yeah, you froze up a little.
I gotta switch my internet over, dude. That the whole screen, your camera is doing that to me again right now.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what's up with that. That's my home internet too.
All right, yeah, take your time. We'll be here.
Yeah, let me switch over.
Okay. So the Chargers end up winning the game 63-21. It was 63-7. It was 42-0 at half. I mean, it was, if you want to talk about a team saying, please fire the coach and general manager, well, they did. They fired Brandon Staley and general manager Tom Telesco are gone. Probably should have been thought about after that. Remember they blew that 29-0 lead in the playoffs against Jacksonville last year?
Yes.
So this team shouldn't be 5-8, right? I mean, there's more. I mean, I know now Herbert's hurt, but probably, there's a lot of things that led up to just bad play all the way around. So yeah, they fired general manager Telesco and head coach Brandon Staley, which I'm not surprised. I mean, that was something that should have been done a while ago. I think the team was crying out for it to happen. And last night on national TV, the only game, they're down 42-0 at half. Unfortunately, we didn't see a second of it, Robin. Remember?
No.
We were watching hockey, so there wasn't much to watch on that game. Though I was stunned to see 42-0.
But by the time hockey was done, it was so out of hand that there was no point.
Yeah, it was 42-0 by the time the hockey game ended. And so I mean, and that was who's playing quarterback for them? Stick.
Right.
I don't even know what his first name is. And Las Vegas had, I think, O'Connell, who looked good last night. And the Raiders, they're all still kind of in the hunt in the playoffs, but exactly, in the AFC 5-8 is going to be tough to make a move there since the lowest thing is 7-6. So they'll have a hard time making the playoffs or even having a shot at it, really, even though they claim they're in the hunt,
Right.
Tennessee, New York, Jets, Vegas, and Chargers at 5-8, but everyone else above them 7-6. And there's 6 teams at 7-6 and Cleveland sitting at 8-5. So I don't think you're going anywhere at 5-8 in that conference.
Definitely not.
here. Let's take a look real quick since we're talking about that before Scott comes back. There's the AFC there's the AFC playoff picture, as you can see too. Baltimore sits at 10-3, Miami 9-4, Kansas City 8-5, Jacksonville 8-5, and then you see the wild cards with Pittsburgh. Right now, it's Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Indy, and you see the other teams that are in the hunt. Between those other seven, Buffalo, honestly, it's hard for me to believe there's going to be AFC playoffs without Buffalo and Cincinnati, isn't it?
Yeah.
Think about that. And Buffalo's if they don't make the playoffs, I'll be shocked if they don't make it as much as I'd be shocked if Pittsburgh does make it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's that they probably are. I know they haven't played like it enough, but they're a playoff team.
They are.
Let's see where Scott is at. All right, he hasn't come back in yet. So that's the AFC. And let me bring up the NFC too while we're at it. Might as well. The NFC has San Francisco at 10-3, Dallas at 10-3. Detroit is 9-4. Tampa, hold on. Let me bring Scott back in with us. Hey, Scott.
Sorry, man. That whole internet thing, the whole computer froze up on me. That's twice now.
Okay, let me bring.
I'm using my phone's internet. That's Spectrum, dude. It sucks. It's erratic here.
I know. Look at this. Here's the AFC picture with. Good Lord. Look at numbers. All right. Cleveland at 8-5. Even them, they're playing. Flacco starting? I know he's playing well, but in all honesty,
yeah,
Flacco, Trubisky, and Minshew are your your wild card quarterbacks right now. Honestly, Buffalo
are going to totally change out.
Buffalo and Cincinnati could make it still easily.
I think Cincinnati's got a good chance too. That guy's playing great.
Yeah, he is. He doesn't look like he doesn't. God, he's going to find himself as a starter somewhere. I think as good as he's playing.
Absolutely. How can he not, man? Look at him step in but see, they always look great when nobody's got tape on them.
I know. Remember that? Remember the Scott Mitchell thing?
Rock stars that first year when nobody knows who they are.
Remember Scott Mitchell when he took over for Dan Marino? And then the Lions gave him a bundle, and he was just didn't work. I don't think and that other guy too, the guy from Green Bay, Matt Flynn, or whatever his name was, Green Bay paid him a ton, and he was just absolutely terrible. And I think Aaron Rodgers took his job anyways, or whoever. No, I'm sorry. Russell Wilson took his job. Yeah.
He ended up as a quarterback. He ended up in Buffalo at one point as a backup because we always take leftovers from everybody. Yeah, we used to. Backups now, though, are, that ain't bad, but they paid him a ton to be the starter over there and then had to get Russell Wilson in the draft. But anyways, that's the AFC picture. And we were talking now. So they fired Telesco, GM Tom Telesco, and Brandon Staley are gone. I don't know. We've been talking about this ever since they lost that game to Jacksonville. They had that 29-point lead in the playoffs. What do you think, Scott? The Chargers are not that far away. Would you think? When everyone's healthy, not
at least.
Not at all, dude. Not at all.
I know.
That's a very attractive job for two people.
What are you thinking? You got someone in mind?
First, Jim Harbaugh. He loves Herbert. Loves him. Really, I guess he really gushed about him.
Did he?
In interviews, yeah. And Bill Belichick.
Yeah. He still wants to coach, I'm sure.
Dude, he's 15 games away. Why wouldn't he want to coach? Why would he not want to get that? He's not that old.
No. And he just needs to go to a team that's there. That's almost there.
2 seasons. He can get it in 2 seasons.
And could you imagine that first bump you'd get to, you know how that is with the new coach. You always get that little bit of a,
oh, yeah.
Just,
because it's him?
Yeah. That would be interesting. I'd be interested to see who they hire. So the Chargers got a lot of work to do.
It would instantly just be, if Bill Belichick went there, I can guarantee you they would be expected to go to the Super Bowl next year.
You're probably right.
That's what he would do. That would be the ridiculous expectation that they would start pontificating on. I guarantee it. You know that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Talk about, would I call me crazy? Call me crazy. I can just hear it now,
So there's these guys here. We'll talk more about this when we get to picking of games. But look at Pittsburgh may not win another game. It wouldn't surprise me. I think Indy's going to win. Indy will beat Pittsburgh this week. That's a game that's up tomorrow on Saturday.
It should, but sometimes the games that Indy's supposed to win, they don't.
They better.
I only know that from gambling.
Right. The Steelers got to go to Mason Rudolph. They got to get Trubisky out of there.
I'm shocked that Mason Rudolph isn't the starter.
5-4-1 is a starter for them. I don't understand why you wouldn't get. I wonder what he did wrong.
He must have put somebody off.
But doesn't Whatcall got to get fired now? Tomlin's got to go.
Trubisky, I thought it was going to be Trubisky or one or the other. I didn't know I didn't think they were going to keep both because I didn't think they considered him a third string, or he even considered himself that.
Doesn't Tomlin? He's got to go. 8-1 against Indy.
He's got
his career there.
He's got to be fired.
Yeah.
It's time. Obviously that his message is not. It's just over.
Well, we talked prior to this, and we'll bring it up on here as well.
Yeah.
In case you missed it, there was a few things said by Ben Roethlisberger this past week on his show that he does, his podcast deal. And he's questioning if the tradition of the Pittsburgh Steelers mentality and attitude, if that's gone, if that tradition ended with him and his team, the guys that he played with.
Yeah.
It's true. Because like we said, who's there to carry that on? There isn't anybody other than Tomlin.
The offense is so bad. I mean, offensively, there's nothing. No one.
Two wide receivers. How do you deal with that?
Yeah.
You got two of them doing almost the exact same thing, acting like dipshits.
Yeah. I mean, they got to start over. They really got to they got to move on from Tomlin. They've had how many coaches have they? They've had like 3 coaches in 40 years and maybe like 3 quarterbacks. I mean, it's crazy.
So you think they depart? They're never going to do that this year. They stick with people too long in Pittsburgh too.
I'm thinking at the end of the season, they got to go in a different direction. Like they got to move on. I mean, it's stale.
Okay, so if he's looking to bring, that would then be if he's not, that's then going to be an attractive job for an offensive coordinator that knows he's probably could be next on a list, right?
Yeah. They need
who's that, right?
I mean, the guy from Detroit.
Like a lateral move. Somebody could do a lateral move just to be put in that position.
They need a quarterback there badly because I don't think Pickett's the guy. So I'm thinking they need to lose. If they were smart, if everything works out, they should lose the rest of their games. Get a top 10 pick, because 7 and 10 probably will be a close to it. And
everybody's
pick a quarterback.
There's a lot of 500, just above 500 teams right now.
Yeah, because like the Bears are 5 and 8, and I think they got the 5th pick. So you could just, I'm pretty sure they're tied with the Raiders.
Oh, the NFL loves that shit, dude. The parody's getting to be ridiculous.
But I mean, they need a quarterback. They've got to do it. This guy he doesn't have it. They got to move on.
They don't.
Oh,
who's free agent next year?
That's a good question. Who would be? I don't even know who the free agent QBs are. Who? Let's think. I'm trying to think. Quarterbacks.
They're usually talking about them already as if they should have signed a contract already and shit like that. I haven't heard that much.
I mean, you're not going to want to bring it. Why the hell would you bring in the guy from New England, Mac Jones? That doesn't make sense to me. But I mean, what would he do there any different than Pitt? I don't know.
Manager. Could he be back? Oh, yeah.
It's bad.
Right.
Maybe they try to get Kirk Cousins?
Somebody's going to get Mac Jones and think they can win with him, though. Somebody else is going to give him a chance. Or he's just done. He might never get a starting job ever again. I
searched a name, and they're talking Justin Fields to trade for. I saw the Steelers all over the Pittsburgh news.
Steelers?
Yeah. All over the internet. So, okay. I mean, what's up, Rob?
Free agent quarterbacks. You got Kirk Cousins, Baker Mayfield, Joshua Dobbs, Jacoby Brissett.
All right. That's probably it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying Cousins and Mayfield.
Cousins, is he coming back?
Right. I don't know what he's going to do. Yeah, and I don't know if you'd want to go there. That's a tough spot. You're just going to get...
See the video of Aaron Rodgers?
What was he doing?
No. Wow. Dude, he might play this Sunday.
Wow.
Dude,
He's running around, man.
Is he?
Seriously, doing football moves. I watched the video. How the fuck is that possible?
How did Trevor Lawrence?
Possible.
Yeah. I get look at Trevor Lawrence. I mean, that was crazy to me. That he
high ankle sprain. You'd think he fucking scratched his shin.
I know. There must be new developments that we don't know of medically.
These guys, they're not gonna end up with like little legs growing out of their sides and shit.
Yeah.
You know, but that whole thing with Aaron Rodgers and that Achilles, that's unbelievable, dude.
That's unheard of,
That's unbelievable. That means you could tear your Achilles and come back in the same fucking season.
My God, because usually it's like a season and a half. Like we're going like a full season plus.
Right. Dude,
Yeah.
you watch it, look it up, man. It's pretty. I'm impressed, dude.
Wow.
He's doing what he's doing. I'm talking this shit, right?
Yeah. Oh, he's actually
like he's running plays, and I'm just like watching his feet, and I'm like, he looks fine. Like he looks fine. Like
wow.
That's right. That shit isn't right. That's what everybody starts saying. I see in comments. He didn't tear his Achilles.
Yeah. All right, let's bring up this real quick. I brought the AFC up. Here's the NFC. You got the 49ers, the Cowboys, the Lions, the horrible Buccaneers at 6-7. The Eagles 10-3, the first wild card. And then you go Minnesota 7-6, who's going to be playing Nick Mullins, is going to be their starter this week. Green Bay 6-7, a bunch of 6-7 teams, a couple 5-8s. And it looks like in the NFC anything could happen. I mean, it definitely 6-7. They're probably going to change.
Your division's completely wide open. I mean,
yeah.
That's literally do any of them play against any guys play against each other again?
Well, I know the Bears play the Packers again. Last game of the season.
Anybody else in the division from now until the end of the season?
Oh God, did the Bears play the Vikings twice? I don't think so. They might have the Vikings again too.
I think so.
I feel like they play Minnesota as well coming up here.
I wouldn't be worried about them in the past or not. Are you kidding me? That guy seems to have shit the bed quite fast.
Yeah. What do you got? You got Nick.
Quick.
I know, didn't it? But anyway, I was surprised the Vikings going to Mullins. Remember him from San Francisco a little bit when he was backing up over there?
Nick Mullins, yep.
I mean, Joshua Dobbs has struggled. He threw those 4 interceptions to the Bears, and then, but
should have pulled him out earlier than that. They
looked
the whole game, right?
Yeah, he played the entire game.
Yeah,
man, 6 turnovers.
Hey, yeah, was Justin Jefferson have 2 catches and then what? Hurt himself again?
Yeah, that's right. He hurt his chest. That's right. I forgot about that. Justin Jefferson hurt himself again. He might as well just call it a year and just sit out.
He's pushing it.
I don't get it either because they're not without Kirk Cousins. It's just there's nothing there. Even though it's unfortunate because they were playing well. He was playing really good. Remember how good he was?
Yeah.
So I feel like he's going to come back. I think he's still got something. Maybe he must be thinking that way. This is his 12th year. I was watching him on the Manning cast. He was on with Eli and Peyton. And
since he's been hurt?
He was just on last Monday night.
Oh, okay.
And it was really good, those 3. But he was calling plays before they, that was the whole thing, call the play before it happens. And they had both games on. So it'll be interesting to see what he does or where he goes. I'm sure he'll stay in Minnesota. I can't imagine.
That guy's gotten a lot of shit over his career. I always liked Kirk Cousins. Dude, when he became a free agent at one point, Buffalo didn't have a quarterback. I was hoping they were going to go after him. I liked him.
I like him.
Because I knew you can win with him. He's not that bad of a quarterback, man. He's just not. But he catches a lot of shit for some reason. I don't know why that is.
I still think it was I think people didn't like him when he yelled that shit against Washington when he was yelling, "Do you like that?" Remember when he did?
You like that?
Yeah, I think people didn't like that. I don't think they liked it. Because I think people thought he was like a bitch. I don't know. All right, in the NFC, you can make the playoffs at 9-8. You sure can. You definitely can.
Man, yeah.
You really could. Let me look again. Now, hold on a minute. What about now the AFC though? On the AFC side, let me pull that up. Hold on. You might be 9-8 there as well. I mean, look at the freaking Steelers and Colts. I don't think the Steelers win another game. I'm going on record as saying they end up the season 7-10. They are pathetic. They are so bad. They're
one of the worst teams in football, man. They really, truly are.
They're right there with the Chargers and the Patriots. It's just bad football, and it's amazing that they've won 7 games. And the problem is for that team, man, I just think the Steelers, if they don't move on from Tomlin, this doesn't change, in my opinion. It just doesn't. I mean, I'm talking.
His average is what, 9-8?
Yeah, and then he never wins in the playoffs.
Right.
So, I mean, how do you keep that? There's got to be. I'm sure there's got to be ex-Steelers rolling around. There's got to be
so many. There's only been so many coaches in Steelers history, dude. There hasn't been a lot of them. They have a tendency to stay with guys. How long has he been there? 15 years.
Oh my God!
I can't even think. 10? Well, think about it. You had Chuck.
10 years has to be longer than 10.
In my lifetime, it was Chuck Noll. It was who was the next one after him? Oh God, why am I forgetting who the next one was? It was in that. It wasn't it go from Chuck Noll to Tomlin. Who was it in between? I can't remember.
Who was it?
16 seasons. So yeah, I was right. I said
16.
16 years he's been head coach.
Watch out for me. Go look up the Steelers head coaches. I'm curious who was between them. I was going to say Schottenheimer wasn't there. No. I cannot remember. 16 seasons. Oh, come on, man. It's time. It's really time to put an end. Hold on. Robin's going to.
Bill Cowher.
Bill Cowher. That's the one. So you went from.
There hasn't been many at all.
Noel, Cowher, Tomlin.
Right.
Jeez.
Noel from 69 to 91.
Wow.
Cowher from 92 to 06.
Jesus.
And then Tomlin from 07
So now.
to now.
No, didn't he also coach the Seahawks?
I think he did. Yes.
He
Towards
did.
at the very end.
Right.
I can see that. Yes, I can actually. I see him with that hat. Yeah, it was weird. All right, you know what we should do? Why don't we get into this while we're talking about stuff like this? Hold on. All right, there we are. We're going to do our Power 5. We're going to leave the bottom 5 out this week. The top 5 for me was hard this week to do.
Was hard.
Because, well, I got a weird top 5. I think my top 5's a little different. I know it's different than yours, Robin.
Yeah.
So we'll see what you get. Robin, here, I'll give you right now. Tell us what your top 5 is. Go ahead.
All right. Number 5, I have the Chiefs.
Okay.
Number 4, I have the Eagles. Number 3, the Ravens. Number 2, the Cowboys. And number 1, the 49ers.
All right. And we will not make you defend that yet. We'll talk about that shortly here. Let me tell you what mine is, Scott. I've got the same top 3. I got the 49ers, the Cowboys, the Ravens, 1, 2, 3. My 4 and 5 are weird because this is the first time I've had these guys in the top 5 in a while. I got Miami, Buffalo. I threw Kansas City and Philadelphia out just because I don't think I don't know if they played well enough to be in there.
I'm same as you, by the way.
What's that?
I'm same as you, by the way.
You're in the same spot?
I felt Philly's in a downfall right now. They're not good.
Something's wrong with Jalen Hurts. I think he might be hurt. Seriously, I think there's something up because he just looks a little dinged up. And
they just don't look right. They don't have that vibe that you saw. And the defense, what has happened to them?
I know.
They just can't gotten after the quarterback much this year.
Now, I'll tell you this. I think that if I was doing a further power ranking, I think the Chiefs would be ahead of the Eagles in my book. I would have Kansas City ahead of them. Because still, even with all their faults, Kansas City, obviously they've come close in some games that they lost. The one to Philadelphia, one to Buffalo.
To be honest, I don't even have. I've got like Denver ahead of Kansas City at this point.
Oh wow!
Denver looks like one hell of a football team, dude. They got their shit together.
They do have good coaching, but
and not a lot of people are talking that much about them. But they're winning football games.
Cincinnati's come back.
Cincinnati looks good. It doesn't even look like Joe Burrow's gone.
I know, isn't that weird?
That guy scored 300 yards multiple times. I mean, come on. Like, what the fuck? Who is he and where did he come from?
Man, he had all the records, right? At the University of Washington.
Where is he from? Where is he at? Oh,
University of Washington.
Right. Yeah, we talked about him last week before.
Yeah, Penix broke his records, but not by much. Jacksonville and Detroit are still good. I mean, I think they're fine.
Yeah, but Jacksonville's just not. They're just not. They can't keep it going, man. They can't string enough together. They shouldn't be losing. They're playing bad football at the wrong time. You know what I mean? I don't trust them. I liked them at the beginning of the season, but it's almost like they peaked already, right?
They also need Lawrence to be healthy. I still don't think with the high.
I don't think he is either. I think
they out there
because of how close they want to win the division.
Yeah. And I do still think Detroit's okay, but they're kind of weird. They might have peaked too soon as well.
What's up with man? Now he's just going to give the ball away all the time.
Yeah, he's he
was playing so good at the beginning. I don't understand what happened. When that happens with the quarterback, something's wrong. Is he hurt? Right?
Yeah, it's weird.
Not saying anything. We'll probably find out at the end of the season. He's got he needs Tommy John surgery or some shit like that.
Yeah. They should just go back to running the ball a little more. Just run it. You got Montgomery, you got Gibbs.
Game. I know what happened. I don't know. It's just like that. That's a lot of these teams. That was another. Well, I was thinking about Detroit. I was thinking about that with them if they were peaking too early because they got really hot beginning mid-season.
Yeah,
and now that's hard to sustain. It happened to Buffalo, dude.
But at one point,
great that season. I'm like, dude, they're not going to be able to keep playing like this, blowing all these teams out, being so hot. I'm telling you, it just doesn't work like that.
No, at one point we had them in the top 4. I remember all of us had Detroit in there. Dallas looks really good. The 49ers look good. I thought it's funny, Buffalo, Kansas City, again, always a great game. I do look forward to seeing Kansas City play a playoff road game. That'll be interesting to see, finally. I can't wait for Buffalo, Miami. I really can't wait for that game because that's going to say so much about everything.
That's a good chance that could come down to make that's a good chance it's going to be for the division.
Yeah, and I'm sure Hill will be fine. Everyone will be fine. I'm hoping everyone's healthy. I want everyone there. I want them to play.
For sure, yeah. I don't want any excuses.
Just go right at it, and that's going to be good.
Already half depleted, but Miami's lost players. Didn't they just lose one of their defensive linemen?
Yeah, they lost people. Yeah, I mean that's why I put them both 4 and 5 because I'll tell you what, I had a hard time with my other 4s like Detroit, Jacksonville, Philadelphia, Kansas City. I couldn't figure between any of them as far as doing anything really to make me feel like. I mean, Miami lost to Tennessee. All right, that's something you don't want to do, but it happens. I mean, we saw.
Yeah, they shouldn't have lost to Tennessee, but Tennessee's not that bad. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder if that doesn't push that. I mean,
the bell, dude. Hey, my dog's ringing a bell. I go to the bathroom.
Okay, yeah, go down. No problem.
Did he say the dog's ringing the bell?
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Well, when we come back, we're going to start our picks. What do you think?
Okay.
All right. We'll get going and you got some college games for us this week?
Yeah, I got a couple of college
bowl games. What do we got? What is it? The Cure Bowl? And what's the other one you picked?
The LA Bowl.
The LA Bowl. Wow, we got college football bowl games this week too. Unbelievably starting because time is flying really fast. But why don't we get into it, Scott? We ought to make people money. Let's tell everybody how we did last week and where we stand percentage-wise. If I could find it. All right, so last week we were 5 and 3. We are 55, 27 and 1, 66.3%, which dropped us from 67. Drops the full percentage point. College football, we sit 25 and 13. Robin has 2 bowl games for you that are playing tomorrow. We'll get to them at the end. Guys, let's start right tomorrow. We got a triple header of football on the Saturday. Kind of important games too. Very important games, all 3 of them. The first one. Nick Mullins and the 7-6 Vikings are at Browning. What's his name? Jake Browning and the Cincinnati Bengals, who are also 7-6. I see the line at Cincinnati -3.5. I'm going to go first on this one, guys, and you could tell me, and then we'll decide if we consensus. I like the Bengals.
Oh yeah, I like the Bengals.
Definitely.
I
I
kinda
got
like
them at -3.
What do you have, Matt?
I have -3. You got 3.5.
I'll go with the 3. Sounds good to me. Yeah, we'll go 3.
Yeah, I love Cincy in that spot.
I do too. And Nick Mullins, they're obviously they're flailing. I mean, they went from Dobbs to Mullins. They don't know what to do at quarterback. So, and what you calls hurt again with his
Is he
chest.
playing this? Yeah, is he playing this week? I think he's playing.
Is he going to play? But how effective, right? I mean,
That, yeah.
And Mullins, I don't know.
I don't know.
The only bright spot in Minnesota, I would say, is Hawkinson.
Yeah, if you can use them.
Yeah.
If you can get the ball to them.
Mullins serviceable enough? Can he get the ball to those guys?
Remember he had his moments in San
Yeah,
Francisco?
they can make it. No, I think there's no way. Browning's definitely way better. Yeah, and better weapons. I send Cincinnati -3 all the way. I don't even want to question it.
Yeah, I love
Yeah, I
Cincinnati.
like Cincinnati.
I love Cincinnati. This next game is at 4:30. The Mitch Trubisky Steelers, who sit at 7-6 as well, which is just unbelievable. Again, this is a humongous game at Indy and Minshew, who's also 7-6. I have the line at Minnesota, Indy -1.5. Again, I like Indy in this one. I cannot see Trubisky. I just can't see it. I don't know how they can win a game. What do you think, Scott?
I got him at -1.5 as well, and I agree with you 100%. I just don't. Trubisky is not going to do anything special to magically turn that team around. That team's a mess.
Yeah, they shouldn't win another one.
I mean, their defense is good, but I think Minshew's going to be just fine.
Yeah, I like how they play. You like them too. I mean, I think those first 2 games I love. I actually might be my favorite of the week. Who knows? But as of right, we got Cincinnati and Indy. The 8:15 game is another important game. Boy, this is going to be a good one too. Denver at Detroit. I have Detroit -4.5. Boy, if Detroit is worth anything, they win. They got to win this game. You know what I'm saying? They've got to win this game at home. Campbell, they just lost to the Bears. They've been playing terribly, right? They should have lost twice to the Bears in the last 3 weeks. And do they feel better, Scott or Robin? What do you think after this week? Anything?
This is how I am with this game. I would bet a parlay. I would bet Detroit money line. You can't parlay this, but Detroit's money. I bet Detroit on the money line and the Broncos +4.5.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be any kind of a blowout, but I think Detroit's going to win.
I like Detroit. What do you think? I kind of feel the same way. I'd love to see Detroit like -2.5.
Right.
I'd love to get that
under a field goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would take Detroit either way, but under a field goal, I'd feel more confident.
I'm feeling like this is a close game as well because Detroit just hasn't shown anything.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just not playing good.
No.
That's defense. It's their defense, dude. Their defense has not been playing good at all. It's their offense has been keeping them in games.
Yeah, and Goff is a machine, a turnover machine for some reason. And I don't know.
It's been.
I can't give this game. I think we'll stick away from it. But like you said, Scott, and you'd go with them on the money line for sure, though. I think they're going to win.
I think they're going to win, but I would definitely not. I'm almost willing. Man, I'm almost talking myself into taking the Broncos all the way. I like a money line +180 almost. I got to look more into that defense.
If Detroit loses, they'll be 9-5. If the Vikings won, they'll only be a game up on. Think about that. Minnesota would be 8-6. They're
the Cinderella story that stepped in shit.
They have to win. This is a playoff game. They got to win this one.
They were winning the division.
Yeah, they need this one because if Minnesota wins somehow, but then you even got to watch out for Green Bay coming from behind. So
in the house. Hold on.
Yeah, no problem. Then we'll move on to the next ones. But I think we'll keep Cincinnati and Indy.
Yeah.
As our games. Detroit. He's even starting to look at Denver. I get it, but money line for me on the Lions. Because they have to. If they lose this game, I don't know what could happen. Yeah. There's a shot that they could just collapse.
Yeah.
Why not? They could easily collapse, and maybe the Green Bay or Minnesota wins the division. All right, let's go to 1:00 on Sunday. The first game we got is the Here, hold on a minute. Might as well bring it up. We've got Tommy DeVito and the Giants going up against at New Orleans. And there's our guy, Sean Stiletto.
Oh,
Tommy Cutlets. I like Tommy Cutlets plus the 5.5. What do you guys think?
Yeah, playing for the Saints.
Yeah, I'm playing at 6, and I would take the Giants all the way.
Yeah, I'd take the Giants as well. Is it going to be Carr or Winston? Do you know?
Oh, I don't even know.
Carr.
It's Carr.
Carr almost got beat up by his offensive lineman last week. So yeah, give me the Giants.
Yeah, DeVito and the Giants plus 6.
He had 37 passing yards last week.
Yeah, he did almost get beaten up. Here's a game that I'm going to say is the Bears at Cleveland. The Bears are in the hunt, which I am just can't even believe it. It's been 3 years since they've been in a hunt, and barely in the hunt.
The way they did, that's pretty. You got to feel pretty good. They give you something to at least look forward to now on Sundays, man. Beginning of the season was horrible, and now they're starting to get their shit together.
It's enjoyable to watch the defense. And then Sweat has made a big difference. That was a nice acquisition. I'm watching Brisker had 17 tackles last week. Edmonds and Edwards seem to be figuring it out finally. And Jalen Johnson looks really good. And then you have, unfortunately though, the guy from the Colts is out. He hurt his ankle in Ngakwe, that defensive end. I have it at -3 Cleveland. I would love to get a half point in this. You guys can tell me. I like the Bears getting the +3 in this one.
I like the Bears too because I think he's going to have a letdown this game.
Robin,
I agree.
I think the Bears are just playing now. It doesn't even matter. Like they have nothing to lose. I think Cleveland obviously has something to lose. They're 8-5.
Right. The love story for Joe Flacco is coming to an end this week, I believe.
Yeah, he's going to have to move because the Bears do get pressure on the quarterback. I mean, he's going to have to get moving. It'll be interesting. I like the Bears in this one. They could win it outright. It wouldn't shock me if they did. So let's move on from that one. The Atlanta Falcons, Ritter, right, at Carolina. Carolina +3. Guys, I don't have anything on this one. Atlanta, that whole division's really unbelievable. Atlanta sits at what? They're 6-7, tied with Tampa, who's 6-7, and New Orleans at 6-7. If either one of you got anything, any feel?
I like Atlanta because Carolina is just an awful football team.
They are really bad. Yeah, they're winning a lot. They're as bad as they get.
Smith and the boys might be able to pull it together enough to beat them.
What do you think, Robin?
Really easily.
Yeah, I would go with Atlanta.
Let's give Atlanta out -3. Or -3. -3 in Carolina, but it's not much of a difference. No one will be at the game, and they don't have to travel far.
Yeah.
The next one. This is a big game for everyone involved. The 6-7 Buccaneers. This is an old Norris Division game at the Packers, who are -3.5. Big game, right? They're both sitting at 6-7. Guys, I don't know. I like Green Bay at home. I don't know if it's enough to
see. I need to know: is Christian Watson playing this week, or is he out again? Like who's in, who's out? Is AJ Dillon? AJ Dillon got hurt last week. Is he in or
Robin,
is he out?
Let's have Robin take a look. She's got her computer here. Hold on.
That's really going to affect whether or not I'm from the looks of this. It looks like maybe they are playing.
Who do we want?
Christian Watson, AJ Dillon.
They both got hurt. Watson was out last week.
Right. Yeah. Let's see if we get any.
I got Watson on my one fantasy team here from work. Let me see if it says anything.
Okay.
I didn't even happen to look at that. But see, that's
he is doubtful.
Oh, he's doubtful. Christian Watson's doubtful, so he probably doesn't play.
Oh, he's not. If he's doubtful, he's not playing.
Right.
Yeah.
So now AJ Dillon, what about him? Is he not? So if that's the case, I don't have enough faith in the rest of that cast of characters there to be able to say, is Romeo Dobbs? He hasn't really done much this year.
No. Oh wow. And even questionable for AJ Dillon. Because Aaron Jones is done, right? He's not even playing.
Aaron Jones is questionable.
They're both questionable. I'm going to skip
with the knee.
I'm going to say I will take Tampa Bay.
You like the Bucs?
Absolutely, getting 3.5 points for sure.
Robin?
God.
Yeah. I could easily go with the point. Probably 3.5
Yeah.
is a little much. Why is it 3.5 even?
For Green Bay having that many injuries, exactly. It's not like Mike. It's it's not like Tampa Bay's hurting that bad,
right?
And they're playing for something. That's pretty. I'm kind of shocked that they're even getting 3.5 points.
Yeah, this is a big game for both teams. Huge game.
Absolutely.
It's a playoff game. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to this next game, which is interesting to me because of the way the Jets played last week and Wilson and the whole deal. The Jets are at Miami. Miami's -9.5. Boy, does Miami feel better after this game? I don't know. They're going to win. I don't think they lose, but do they cover?
What is up with Tyreek Hill? Is he playing?
We're going to find out here in 1 second.
He's probably playing. I'm going to say he's most likely playing. Can he make it through the whole game?
Yeah, he's got to play.
Okay, so he's got to play. Can he make it through the whole game? Right? Or is he just going to be out there? Are they just having him play to be a decoy?
Right. They should be able to win this.
Morrow got hurt last week too. What's up with him?
The offensive line's a mess in Miami too.
See, so is he? That's a lot of points, man. I don't know. I think I take the Jets with the points. I don't think they're going to win, but I think they'll keep it close enough with the points.
I agree. The injuries. Let's go with the Jets -9.5 to keep it close.
+9.5.
Poor Zach +9.5. Poor Zach Wilson, right? He's just.
Don't make me regret this, Zach, you son of a bitch.
I wonder where he's gonna. I don't even care where he goes. All right, talk about a team that is all fucked up because they didn't go. Things didn't go their way. Sadly, the referee, whatever. Kansas City at New England. New England, I got it at +8. Zappy. Kansas City's got to beat them. New England stinks.
Dude, but their defense is not bad. Like their defense. What's the point spread?
Kansas City, it's 8.
Okay, 8.5. Yeah, I'm going to say Kansas City spanks them.
Yeah, KC's defense is still
good. Better. If they don't,
that's trouble.
They're even going to get. They're going to start blaming Taylor Swift.
Yeah, they're 4-6. They've lost 4 out of 6 since Swift's been acquired.
Yep, they're going to start blaming Taylor Swift.
I blame her. What's that, Robin?
Patriots quarterbacks have been sacked 14 times in the past 4 games.
I think the Chiefs will feel good after this one. I mean, the Patriots just stink.
Game for sure.
They've already told Belichick he's done or whatever's going on there, so it's kind of weird. All right, we got a game that is another big one. Tennessee might be feeling good after that win. They're 5-8. They're really on the outskirts, but they're still in the hunt against a team that is as well in the hunt, is right there at 7-6, Houston. But it looks like Davis Mills is playing for Houston against Levis, and I see Levis and I see Tennessee -4, and I kind of like
3.5. So it's
3.5. Okay, I kind of like Tennessee in this one.
I do as well.
I don't know Davis Mills. I don't mind Davis Mills, but I have a feeling it's just gonna. I think Tennessee feels good. Tennessee could win out, and it wouldn't shock me.
Nico Collins is out.
Is he still out? Yeah, let's go with Tennessee.
Who does Houston even have?
Nothing.
Robert Woods. Like they got Robert Woods as their number 3.
Yeah. I think the Titans. Would it shock
for me? Derrick Henry is the X factor,
and Levis is playing good.
Yeah,
he looks good. He looks like he might be a real quarterback.
He's actually playing. Let me see. He's on my team. Let me see what it says.
Okay,
I like that guy too. He's a good player. He's questionable. Officially questionable. Let's see. Came out Friday morning. He was ruled out for Week 15, but on the team's official injury report, he carries a questionable tag heading into the weekend. The team will make an official decision about his availability closer to the game. Nico Collins, that's a big for them.
I just think David. I don't know who Tennessee plays, so I'm saying this out of my ass, but I'm going to say they win out. They're going to be 9-8. They win every game from here on out.
I could see it.
I don't know why. I like this quarter. I like this kid. The way he played against Miami, the way he did
reckless, bro. He's going to get himself hurt.
It was great. Hopefully not. Yeah.
Making that tackle, was he fucking crazy? Leading with his shoulder like that? Is he trying to break his? You know what I mean? Break his collarbone?
But I love it. You gotta love it. It's it's what you want. I don't know. It's what I want to see.
What you want, but it's like Josh Allen on crack.
Just let him. Yeah, he's got to come. Yeah, but that was such a big. He was going wild. What a comeback that was.
Oh, that was great. I loved it.
2 minutes. Awesome. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with them, and we all like them. All right, at 4:05, the 49ers are at Arizona. I see Arizona plus 12. I don't know why Arizona keeps that.
I got plus 12.5.
All right, 12. Do you think that, Matt? I mean,
I think it should be plus 16.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I think the 49ers should
beat their ass.
Yes, I think. Robin, they beat the shit out of them.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
Arizona,
everybody.
Yeah. All right. Here's another 4:05 game, and interesting game, but I don't know because I like Howell. He throws the ball a lot. Washington is 4-9. They're at the Rams, who are 6-7. Over here, we have the Rams minus 6.5.
6.5. I got the same thing.
I mean, the Rams, they probably win this game. They got to come across country and beat them.
Oh, Howell's so up and down. I followed him for a couple weeks, betting him in prop bets, and holy shit, that guy is like, he's bipolar or something.
Yeah, he is. He's
all over the place, dude. So he'll play a good week, then he's fucking giving the ball away three times a game. It's insane.
And they're falling up. I mean, obviously they're the team lately. Yeah, and they're the team they got good coaching. The Rams and Washington's a team that you could tell needs a coaching change badly.
Everybody's back for the Rams this week, right? Like Puka Nakua's playing, Cup's playing, all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I like the Rams.
I like the Rams.
I don't know what the hell happened to Aaron Donald this year, but yeah, give me the Rams.
Yeah, I'll take the Rams. All right.
The earth.
The last game, 4:25. Scott will be there, and the possible rain and wind, but whatever, it'll be fine. Dallas is at Buffalo. We have Buffalo here at -2. I will not be betting this game. I don't believe because. I mean, if I do, it'll just because it'll be the game of the 4 o'clocks. That'll be the only reason I pick it. I don't have a strong feel on this game at all. I just don't. I think it's a coin flip. It can go any way. I could see anything happening here. That's my. Give me yours? What do you think, Scott?
I think Buffalo's going to pull it off. I think they're going to win. I think they're going to win this week. I do. I really do. Okay, I you know me, I'm pretty honest about them. When I think they're going to lose, I'll tell you I think they're going to lose. There's a vibe going for them right now. I can kind of like, you know how you get that you get that feeling, right? You know the feeling, like you could tell like, oh, this game's going to suck. They're going to get murdered. You know, you just know. I don't know, man. I got a good vibe. I really do. I think they're going to win this week. I really think they're going to beat Dallas. I think it's going to be close, but I think they're going to win. I think Dak's going to have an off game. And he's going to give the critics everything they want. I think he's going to throw some picks. I think there's going to be. I think the turnovers are going to be on the Dallas side of the ball, and I think I think Josh is going to be too much for them.
And Dallas really think about this coming all the way up.
Don't get me wrong; he'll give it away. He does every week. But his unbelievable play. Did you see that play he made last week, John?
Yes, where he that fade away to out of bounds.
Who does that? Mahomes ain't doing that, dude.
That's where people are saying, no, yay. You know, that's that type on the side.
It's unreal. Well, he was wide open, too. He was standing there. He found a way to fumble it without anybody touching him. But
no, look, man, that guy is Allen I'm talking about. Is just and I'm glad to see it's out of control the way they talk about him. Yeah, he's really
talk so much shit about that guy.
It makes no sense.
I think it's a close game, but I think that Josh Allen is just flat going to outplay Dak Prescott this week.
I'll tell you this. I don't.
And they'll figure out a way to still say that Dak played better, right? Like they'll figure out they just that's.
Here's what I don't understand about this though. Allen says nothing. He causes no controversies. He says nothing. He doesn't get into politics. He doesn't get into nothing. He shuts. Really. The only time you hear him is on a commercial and when you do hear him, he says the right things. So yeah. I don't get it.
He totally accepts blame for games when he's giving the ball away and shit. Like it's
weird.
They love to hate on him. And guess what? What is he doing right now? Yeah, he leads the league in interceptions, but you know what else he leads the league in? Touchdowns, total touchdowns.
He's
total touchdowns. Josh Allen's number one right now in the league. Then it's Jalen Hurts and then Dak Prescott.
I'm just really confused. I've always been confused on it, like because
Buffalo, dude. They love to hate us.
It's weird. Why?
Even when we were good, they shit on us.
It's so strange because here's a team that obviously with the four Super Bowls, the whole deal, you kind of get the feeling of like, I'm surprised they're not considered the lovable loser types, like the Maple Leafs are.
Right.
Like, you know, what are you doing? There's a small market.
They were getting that like last year when all that shit was going on. They were getting that, and then all of a sudden it turned to like online. It did. It just turned to hate.
Weird.
Weird. Love they got for DeMar Hamlin. They hate that they got love for that. Why I don't know, but they sure do. Because people just love to be shitty to each other.
Especially on X.
Go on Netflix or whatever on cinema and watch Leaving the World Behind.
Okay.
Dude, it's good.
Is it?
It's an Obama movie. I know everybody I didn't even know it was made by their production company, but Julia Roberts in it and Ethan Hawke, and it's kind of like an apocalyptic type movie. Very good.
Not the only production.
Check it out.
Leaving the World Behind.
Yeah. You are going to watch a movie?
It's not political or anything. It's not. It's just like a doomsday kind of style movie.
Doomsday. I like Doomsday.
Yeah, you do like Doomsday.
I'm all into doomsday movies. I watch all of them.
I want things to blow up. 8:20.
No, you don't want.
No, I don't want things to blow up. No, I'm joking. Oh my God, I'm gonna be on a list before this. At 8:20 on Sunday, another good man. We got good games. This is nice. At 8:20, Baltimore at Jacksonville. Jacksonville is plus 3.5. What a big game it is, of course. I'm sure Baltimore wants to keep a hold of that bye, and Jacksonville has got to get right. What do you think on this one? I feel like Baltimore wins.
Yeah. Did Baltimore almost lose last week?
Who did Baltimore play last
week? What happened in that game? They came back or something, right?
I don't even remember. Who did they play? Who were they playing?
I don't think it was an easy game for them last week. That's what I wanted to.
I cannot recall who they played. Actually, I got it right here. What am I asking? What a dumb ass. Baltimore played who? Baltimore. They played it was the Rams. They played the Rams last week. Did they?
Yeah, they took them to overtime, man.
That's right. It was a tough game against them.
Wow. I don't know. I think they're going to torch. I think they're going to torch Jacksonville because I just think Jacksonville's fraudulent right now.
Jacksonville's hurt. They're a little ding. I mean, they get after Lawrence.
Out, right?
Who's that?
Christian Kirk. Is he still out for them, for Jacksonville?
Let's see. Robin will tell us. They won't tell you there. The only thing they tell you there is you're going to get a fit. I hate now. I can't. I got to be quiet. All right, let's see here. Hold on. She'll tell us right now.
He's rehabbing. He's not. He's
not playing. Don't worry about that.
So I don't know. I'd have to say I'd have to go with Baltimore on that, dude.
Robin, do you like
Baltimore for sure?
It's 3.5, but I still think Lawrence is not.
I got 3.
You got 3?
A half point can be meaningful.
We like 3. Go with Baltimore?
Yes.
Go with Baltimore. Good game on Monday night. The Eagles go all the way out to Seattle to take on them, who are what's Seattle's record at this point? They are 6-7 and fighting for a playoff spot, and we know what the Eagles are up to. They're 10-3, but kind of a little weird 10-3. Seattle +3 at home. Anyway, Seattle wins?
Nah.
I can't imagine.
I don't know, man. Philly's playing bad. You talking shit right now?
I want this at 2.5. I just want it to be 2.5. I want a chance for the Eagles to win by 3 or something. I want it 2.5.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
You know, I don't like.
Philly might lose. I wouldn't even touch this game.
Yeah, I think I'd leave it alone, but we will bet it because it's Monday night. We just have to. We're just always.
I'll bet like I don't know what you call it, running back for Seattle to score a touchdown or something.
Right.
And it's Walker.
Is he in? Is he back?
He's back.
All right, so we're going to leave that one alone. So here's what we've giving. Tomorrow, Cincinnati -3, Indy -1.5. We like cutlets. at +6 over New Orleans. We like the Bears +3, Atlanta -3, the Jets +9.5, Kansas City -8.5, Tennessee -3.5, San Francisco -12.5, the Rams at home -6.5, Buffalo -2, Baltimore -3, and I'll put them all out online because obviously no one will remember that. Robin has 2 bowl games to give us. Robin, go ahead. This is for college football bowl games. There's like 5 of them tomorrow. Go ahead, Robin.
I like Miami of Ohio +6 over Appalachian State in the Cure Bowl.
Okay.
And I like UCLA -5.5 against Boise State in the LA Bowl.
In the LA Bowl. The Cure Bowl?
The Cure Bowl?
Yeah, I don't know what they're curing, but it's the Cure Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm in love.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought of. That's fucking terrible. You thought it. You know that.
Yeah.
You're Mrs. Music, not me.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing. All right, so let's see. We got to go. It's time. Scott,
Oh,
so you're going to be out. You're going to be out at Orchard Park,
Yes,
With-
I will be.
and you'll have pictures, so I can put them up
Yeah,
back here.
Me and Kens will be out there as usual.
All right, good.
All right.
And you'll have a lot of pictures for us, right?
Oh yeah. I always forget. I got to remember. I'm going to be out there for a while because it's 4:25 game. So I don't know. I don't remember what time we're going, but I think relative.
All right, because I'll check your page and I'll put them up on Spitball and Sports.
Yeah.
People love to see that, especially when you get to go to at a game, at a professional game. All right, Scott. I think Scott froze up, but that's fine. Let him go. It's already 7:05. Scott, I know if you can hear me, we're going to take off.
Got me?
Hey, there he is.
Hello, buddy. I accidentally switched off my hotspot.
Yeah, no problem. We're gonna sign off, man. You have a good time over there. I'm gonna check for pictures so I can put them up on this webpage.
All right, brother.
All right, Scott. Have a good one.
Pictures of the food.
I will. I'll take pictures of everything.
All right, good. Have a good one. Be safe.
Okay, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Boom.